It was just you.
No, it was not just me. I promise you, it was not just me.
But the real ones knew. Did you think?
Oh, so I'm not a real one?
Did I see it? I don't know.
Oh.
See, she wasn't checking for you. How about that?
That's not true.
I'm always checking. No, but seriously, no. I really thought that was you, and then Monique was like,
hilarious. Yeah, she did.
Well, clearly you look like your father. If you thought you could get away with it.
I mean, yeah, that nigga look like me.
Richard, you that
nigga look like me. I'm bigger than him. So yeah, he look like
You're
me.
bigger than your father?
Yes.
You see, this is why evolution sucks.
Usually have habits.
Oh.
I know. No, because your children. No, your children end up taking your place. Like, is that how evolution works? All right, so Richard, clearly you like being an internet provocateur.
Yeah. What that mean?
I don't know.
He said what that means. It's a pretty word for a troll. I was trying to make it sexy.
I thought it was like I was trying to be sexy. I said
provocateur.
You're an internet provocateur. It really does get the people going.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm really excited about this episode because we're already doing it. The episode started about 2 minutes ago.
Okay.
Oh, we already.
We didn't say nothing. No laws have been broken.
Yeah.
So we're doing a very special episode of Humanized for those of you who can hear these beautiful voices because Jean was here last July.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was the first day of my fitness challenge. I look very different since the last time we've had a clip together, friend.
Yes.
John was here last July, and when you were here, we had lunch afterwards, and we were talking about like gender wars. And I was like, John, how do you feel about gender wars? And you said something that was surprisingly compassionate to women. Not surprising because you're not compassionate.
I'm like, damn. Like,
No,
that's what I said.
it was surprisingly compassionate because it was something that even I as a woman had not really thought about our own gender. And you said, I think the reason why gender wars is happening, aside from the algorithm trying to commodify like people fighting, is that women are overcompensating or counterbalancing all the misogyny they've had to deal with. He's like, so they're trying to counterbalance our bullshit and they're taking it a little bit too far and becoming us. And I was like, Jean, that's so deep. Here comes our chicken. We were at Dave's Hot Chicken. Look at her. Look, your wife looks proud of you. She's like, ooh, I choose the right husband. So that's why I was like, oh my God, we have to do an episode about marriage and relationships because here's this man who you were about to get married and you were being so evolved and I'm about to come inside from outside. And I was like, we need to put this in a bottle and show people that love is not what it looks like on social media. So I'm very excited to have you guys. I want you guys to introduce yourselves and say how long you've been married and who on the stage you're married to. Although, if we pan to the couples real quick, please pan to the couples. I think based on colors, you can see who is whose partner, because apparently part of being married is you dress like the Bobbsey twins. I don't understand. So you didn't plan to literally look like Destiny's cousin with your husband?
No, I didn't. He doesn't let me match with him, so this
could not be any more matchy.
I'm not with that matching shit.
Yeah.
Me and Mo, our browns, we got different tones on y'all. You guys
No,
are like
no,
Richard,
you
don't do that.
guys
Don't do
are
that.
earth
Here's the
tones.
thing, I got
Don't try
dressed
it.
before her, so like
Miss Tina would have
It's
dressed both
like-
of these couples. Don't do that, Richard. All right, so say your name and who you're married to on the couch and how long you've been married. Starting with Randall.
Okay, I'm Randall. We've been married for almost a year. And to Jean Elie.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
next week's gonna be a year.
Yeah.
Next week?
Yeah.
Already?
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Wow, beautiful, beautiful wedding. Jean, who are you?
My name is Jean Elie, and I'm married to Randall.
Aw.
Yeah, my wife.
How about you, Mo?
My name's Monique Nevels, and I'm married to Richard Nevels. We've been married for 18 years.
Y'all heard that, right? 18 Roman calendar years. It's possible. Now, the first thing I want to ask you is about the thing that was the impetus for us doing this is gender wars. As married couples who still like each other, fix your faces. What do you think of the way social media pits men and women against each other?
First of all, my name is Richard Nevels, and
Richard!
I'm married
She introduced you.
to Monique, this little bull in front of me.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
She pointed at you. You smiled. I thought it was a bit. I'm so sorry.
That's cool. Don't worry about it. That nigga speak? Like, yeah, speak.
Richard, starting with you, what do you think, as the provocateur of the bunch, which is hilarious, what do you think about gender wars?
Gender wars, I think they really only exist on social media.
Really?
Yeah, because honestly, I be out in public and I don't see nobody talking about the same shit that anybody talking about on social media. Like no one really, I don't see it too often. Like, and I be around a lot of people, a lot of couples. I feel like that's just some shit for social media, if I'm being honest.
So you must have a lot of happily
Married couples.
married couples around you then.
Not, I'm gonna say happily now. But I
Wow.
but I
That's a family.
don't think it's just like the okay.
We have both the ends of both sides.
Do you know everybody who knows you is going to wonder which end of the spectrum they are as you're saying this?
Everyone loves each other very much.
So you think because you're around couples who are loving on each other, it's not your lived experience?
I mean, what do y'all consider?
Pretty much, it's like if you're not seeing it, then it's not.
Right. What do y'all consider gender wars though? Like, what do y'all see like in person? Like, give me some examples.
You know these bitches don't take accountability. That.
Do y'all see that in person? You say that? Oh shit! Randall turned around for that.
Randall, you have thoughts because your eye whites did a thing, Randall.
No, because people have these conversations about people not taking accountability for their actions or not taking accountability for like their part in like a situation. Mm-hmm. Like we were watching couples therapy the other day.
Very interesting.
Very triggering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that show's
like
crazy.
where you're watching these couples like have a conversation about their relationship, and then you realize like, oh, you're actually never really listening to that person that you're with. You make a joke or you belittle or you point the finger like, well, it's because you didn't do. Besides understanding like how you played a part in that person reacting in the way they're reacting.
Or showing up that way.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we're classifying as gender wars, like people personal shit. Like, I mean, I figured like
No. Gender wars, for definition, is
That sounds like a
believing.
personal problem.
Yeah, no, gender wars,
like an
is,
in-house
and I do
thing.
want to hear from the ladies, but gender wars is believing that another gender is incapable of being psychologically safe. And so that's how they've commodified it. So they have things where the red pill community thinks that all women are sluts and whores unless they live somewhere where you need a passport. And then the other side of the sprinkle girls are, well, girl, if he ain't got no money, he ain't got no time. Like, it's like two extremes. And so it
It's actually,
flattens
if you
the other
have
gender.
money, that means you ain't got no time because you're actually working all the time.
No, if he ain't got no money, he ain't got no time to be with you. Like, he's getting no time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the extremes of stereotypes about the genders, and it flattens their humanity.
yeah.
I think probably the latter example that you gave about like what you expect of a mate being so high that maybe it doesn't feel relatable. Like I hear some of my friends kind of talk about this list of things that they want. He must, make this much money, be this tall, be all these things. And I keep trying to impress upon them like, just find someone that you love that loves you. Don't worry about the color, the size, all that kind of stuff because you're just like, it's already very hard to date. So now you're just getting a smaller piece of a very small pie anyway.
Yeah, what's the craziest thing you've heard on that list, though? Because you just mentioned the list.
I think, we were talking about this the other day maybe. I think that sometimes you think that your partner is going to be like your best friend in male form. So like for me, my sister knows me. We're very similar. She knows exactly how I like all of these things. She can like read my mind. Jean is not my sister. So to put him up against that and be like, he needs to be just like Taryn, but in male form.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of my friends are like that. He needs to be everything that I am, but just as a man. And it's like, that's just, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing?
No.
I'm gonna look at my list. Okay, go ahead, Monique.
I think like people like fantasize what they want. 'Cause I was hearing this the other day on somebody's podcast. Some women fantasize what they want in a man, and then when they find a man, they're trying to make him fit that thing that they fetishize. And then when that guy does not fit that box, and he's like, he ain't shit, and they're like, no, what you were looking for is not a real thing for you. You may find it, but then you're finding a guy who's literally just doing everything for you at this moment, but he's going to change because he's going to become himself at some point in time.
Exactly, and I think that's why I think gender wars is so short-sighted, because it just talks about universally gender-neutral shortcomings, but it assigns gender to it, right? I think we had a guest recently who was talking to me about submissive breadwinners. The inverse of that is men who want women who are independent, strong, X, Y, and Z, but who will also make them food from scratch and be wearing an apron and birth all their babies and be barefoot and be submissive. Like, so wait, she's the breadwinner and she's really? When does she sleep, right?
Right.
It's like everybody is being so extreme. Now, I will ask this, though. How do you navigate single friends now that you are married? And I'm bringing this up because one of my friends, Preston, is on a show called, Summer House Martha's Vineyard. It's been canceled, sorry, Preston. He's on Summer House Martha's Vineyard. And one of the things that happened the first season was a newly married woman came into the house and was like, I can't do that, I'm a married woman. I'm a married woman. And she was being really weird. And she ended up alienating all of her single friends. none of y'all have ever made me feel alienated as a single person. How do you navigate the newness? Well, not for y'all. Y'all been together for since 8 times. But how do you manage having friends who are single while also making sure that you're keeping your relationship safe?
First of all, for me, I don't fuck with single people. Like,
Wait a minute. Excuse me, friend. I've been to your house several times.
No, some of my closest friends are single. So.
Really? Some of your closest friends are black?
Yes, black and some
Black
two eyes. Yeah.
Blue.
So,
Okay, go
ahead. He's so stupid. I don't know. I think it's a little different for me because I feel like I grew up as an adult married and dealing with single people around me. So I've had to navigate that for eons at this point. And it's changing over time, but it's accepting people and knowing that people are safe to be around and who I can also help and protect when we're out, or especially women, or saying that this person is trying to take me down with them and I have to just...
Has it been tricky for any of you to find a kind way to disengage from folks who love you but don't respect your relationship, or have you guys kind of circumvented that? Because I know 2 different married couples in the last month who told me that one had a best friend who didn't really like the partner, or one had a sister or auntie who didn't like the partner, and they had to choose their partner over a family member or a long-standing friend. How do you navigate when someone loves you but doesn't adore this?
I don't have any of those people in my life.
Ooh, talk your shit, King.
I never came across any of those.
I
never came across any of those.
If you had a problem with my partner, I don't know. I never actually brushed up against that because everybody likes Randall. They like how open she is. They like how funny she is. They like how
we love Randall. She's cool.
She's like really dope.
She's blushing. Look at her face. She's like, me, I cute.
They like spending time like when we're together. When Randall and I are together, like we love hanging out with y'all. One couple said like, you guys are like a TV show that I want to hang out with, watch all the time.
That's so cute.
So it's also like, a little creepy, but yes,
it's crazy. Exactly.
I want to be in your bedroom
all the time.
It happened. We were in Mexico at Janae's wedding.
Wait, what kind of... Okay, now you're at a resort and a couple wants to watch you all the time. This is that kind of story. We're going to get into that later in the show.
It was a guy who was in the wedding, and he was like, you guys are funny together. Like, the way you guys bounce off each other. And talk, it's like, I enjoy that energy, and you guys should be like a show. I'm like, nah, we're good. But like, yeah, it's good. It's fun.
John's working on the deck as we speak. So
it's writing itself.
Look at that. So none of you have ever come across anybody who was not a fan of a partner or who was not a respectful participant in your ecosystem?
I think, at least for me, I kind of set the tone before, when I brought John around, that I was serious about this person. So you kind of need to keep it to yourself if you feel that way. It's like, get on, or you can get moving. I'm not moving off of this. So I didn't have any issues with that, but it wasn't up for debate. I wasn't like, I feel like some of my friends call me like, what do you think of him? What do you think? Like, I never asked, what do you think of John? Because it doesn't really matter. He wasn't going anywhere.
Ooh.
So that was it. I didn't invite that kind of conversation in.
She peed on your leg.
She really peed on your leg.
All up and down. This mine.
You know why I love these conversations? All the things that I get flack for saying single, all the happy married couples I know say. And so I'm just like, I'm not crazy. Y'all just assholes. So I feel very affirmed. No, because I really strongly believe that if I care about someone, you have to show them respect because they're somebody who's attached to me, regardless of how you personally feel. And I've gotten flack like, well, if I'm your friend, I should be able to. No, you shouldn't. Mind your business.
I didn't ask you.
You know what?
That part.
I would say in the beginning, I think the women in my family were like, you know what I mean, like to Mo, like But Mo also tell you too, Mo. A lot of growth, you know.
I was mean.
You were mean.
She was mean.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but even over time when she did start to change, you know what I mean, and she started to grow more, and there was still a little bit of resistance, and I had to let them know, like, you know, this is my wife, you know what I mean, like, this is who I make sure is okay first. Like, I go to bed with her, I wake up with her, I got to make sure shit is right between us. But then I also had to understand too that I was like the most consistent male in my mom's, my sister, my cousin's life. Yeah. So it was like she's coming in, taking, you know, like I was like the alpha male, like she was moving the alpha male even though I was young. I was still, like bad to them. And for her to come in, they were just very resistant to it at first. And plus, like she said, she had to do some growing. But then I had to set that boundary, like, no, she ain't going nowhere. Like Randall said, this is my wife. I love her. We in this together. And you guys either going to accept her or you're not going to accept me. And then it is what it is.
That's a beautiful point, because I think when you are someone who has a lot of friends or people in your life of the opposite gender, and you're a healthy person, you don't realize what you represent to them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to a lot of my guy friends, even my gay guy friends, they treat me like a sister wife, you know what I mean? So when I get a partner, they get very territorial sometimes.
Yeah.
And I date guys who are the nice guy who have mad female friends. Half of them want to sleep with them. And so it's always like, ooh, your homegirl is looking at me a little funny. I don't like this.
Right,
and so for me, that's always been an issue.
Yeah.
It's never the relationship itself. It's always the ecosystem not wanting to create space for a new person.
Yeah.
Now, Mo, we just heard a little bit about your business. I'm going to give you a chance to respond to the accusations.
That's not an accusation. It's the truth. Like, that's real. We met when I was 18, left home.
What year was this?
What? Why would you do that?
The next question was, what year did y'all meet?
2005.
Oh, wow.
So I left at 8.
That's a get hard.
Damn, that's a long time. Okay, so it was the Clinton administration.
Okay, all right. We're done. Thank you.
It was the Bush.
Which Bush? The first or the second Bush?
Goddamn, don't do us like that. Don't do us like that now.
No, so I left at 18. We met when I was 18. He brought me around at 18, and I had to deal with a lot of trauma. So I had to heal myself, and through that journey, I healed us obviously, but I had to heal those relationships with them too, because I was mean, but I was dealing with trauma. I was hurt. So I was projecting onto everyone.
And 18 is a baby. Your frontal lobe is still mushy. Yeah. You saying I do?
At 19, but yes.
Ooh, yes. Girl. Still mushy. So you guys met in 1875. What year did y'all meet?
2015.
Don't do that. He had extra bass in his voice. He said the internet existed.
He said, take out 19. It's 20.
So it was 2015 when you guys met. Mm-hmm. How old were y'all?
Damn.
Not math.
Oh, I was 25.
Okay, so your frontal lobe was almost there. And how old were you?
So 25, right? So I was probably
28.
28.
Okay, that's a little bit older. I mean, like a whole decade. Wow, big difference. Mm-hmm. Now, I have a
10
question.
years.
10 years is a lot of growth.
10 years difference. 2005, 2015.
Oh, you want to reiterate the year. Okay, wow. Okay.
I just want everyone to know we're around the same age.
Give it in the back. Love Jones used to be one of my favorite movies until I realized how dysfunctional it was. And one of the things that they say...
Oh, we had a Love Jones situation.
That's why I'm asking, because I really had to take that poster down. It was an omen. Because I used to have the poster in my bedroom, and I was reliving the movie over and over again. I believe in energy, right? And the tagline is fall in love, fall apart, start over. Did you guys ever have that? I feel like I know this answer. So actually, let's start over here. Did you guys ever have a Love Jones?
Yeah, we did. Like, I met her while I was walking to this bonfire at Doc Wilder Beach. And she was talking to her cousin about a relationship she was in at the time.
You were earjacking then? That's
I was ear hustling.
He said, yeah.
I was walking behind them. I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, leave the guy. So I walk, as I'm like trying to go around them to go to the bonfire, I'm like, leave him. It's a wrap. Like, you're wasting your time. And I just kept it pushing. And then while I'm at the bonfire...
Mind you, it is a little dark outside. So just all of a sudden, this person I didn't know was behind me is like this close to me, drops some knowledge, and then walks past. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know anyone was behind us the entire time.
So that's kind of hot, though. I'm not even going to hold you.
So then I go to the bonfire. So then I go to the bonfire. So then I go to the bonfire, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm hanging out with my friends. And then they walk up to the bonfire, too. So now I'm like talking, I see them, like, oh, hey, wave to them. And then when the bonfire's about to wrap up, her cousin comes to me and say, hey, can you walk my cousin to her car? Mm-hmm. I'm like, it's late at night. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Walk her to the car. Don't know her at all. Walk her to the car, open the door, let her in, and just go about my business. And then a days or a week later, I get a DM like, you heard my business. I should hear yours.
Ooh, a game. So she told you.
Yeah,
Plot twist. That was not on my list of questions.
She's so hyped now. Look.
It was the only time I've DM'd someone. I thought
And you got a whole husband out of it?
And look
Yeah.
at
The hell?
I went
Who do
through
you pray
so
to?
many thumbnails because I didn't know. I thought his name was Brian. because he didn't get my phone number. He said his name kind of quickly. And just like shut the door, was like, all right, have a good night. I was like, what the hell? Like, no digits, no nothing. So I hit up my friend who invited me to the bonfire, Mike, and I was like, do you know this guy? He's like, no, I didn't invite him. My friend did. So I went through all of her followers, like literally like their thumbnails.
Thirsty.
No, you got thirsty, really? Thirsty, you got took, okay? She took you from the streets, man, young man. What did you feel when you got the DM though? Because she did a fucking investigation.
She said that, and then we hung out, and it was like, damn, like I'm hanging out with her the whole time. And like I was talking to other people, I stopped talking to them. I'm just kicking it with her.
For how long?
For like 6 months.
Wait, you were hanging out for 6 months?
Listen,
John, what is your sign?
I was a different person. I was a different person.
Let's pause this entire thing. We're gonna hit pause. We're gonna hit pause. We're gonna still play the episode. But John, what is your sign?
I'm a Leo.
I need the audience to have context.
Okay, so listen.
Look at your face.
Also,
as another woman who's had to have a Leo in my life, I understand.
It's their life.
I also say that I had just moved from living with 5 people in the Valley. I had just moved downtown to my own 1-bedroom apartment in the Arts District, and I was not trying to be in nobody's relationship.
Clearly. Right.
So when I heard her conversation and I saw her, I'm like, oh, she's pretty, but like she's looking for something real, and I'm not trying to.
And I ain't got it.
Exactly. So then when I hung out with her, and then I started realizing I'm cutting off everybody else to hang out with her, and I'm like, damn. This is not the summer or the life I'm looking for right now.
Your hot boy summer was diverted, and you were upset about it.
And I was honest with her, and I was like, I can't do this. And she said, well, I don't want to be your friend.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah, I don't like the friend thing afterwards. I'm very
We
good.
are the same bitch. I'm going to buy all of y'all a drink. You guys can come too. I'm going to buy both of y'all a drink. Richard, we can...
No, he's saying I'm cutting my face off. But like...
Oh, okay.
So we stopped talking. And she was like,
I'm
not... She's like, well, I don't want to be a friend. So we didn't talk to each other for 3 years straight.
Whoa, pause. Okay, guys, this is the moment where we're going to have a Delulu checkpoint because I want everybody to really ingest what this man has said. He enticed this young woman who was minding her business.
Enticed? I ain't enticed now.
Jean, come on. You know you were being a provocateur. You and Richard in the back. Trolls.
I'm a troll. Yeah, say that because I'm a provocateur. Make me feel sleazy.
He said, just call me what I am.
You know when you walk like Billy D. Williams, leave that man. And then walked away and then walked into her car and then said deuces. And then spent 6 months eating up her good energy.
By eating up something else too.
All right, take it easy.
Is he lying? So you're lying and he's not lying, right? So at that point, when you realized that you had written a check and it was about to bounce, did you ever feel like I might never get her back? Or were you okay with like I need this time for myself?
Yeah, I was like I might not get her back with this decision, but also like I'd rather not hold someone hostage in a relationship that I don't know if I'm ready for. So.
Oh really? Okay, Randall, what's your point? Because they're doing pounds behind y'all.
I respect that. I respect that though.
It's very evolved of you. It really is. Jokes aside, it's evolved and hurtful, but it also evolved.
But you
I don't know. I'm like, it was hurtful. I mean, I was like really devastated by it, but I'm glad that I kind of stood my ground. I'm like, I don't want to be your friend because I also knew that I can't, watch you be with other people around me. That would just be not good for my mental health. So if you can't see that I'm it, then you don't need to be in my life.
So question, did a 3-year break,
break, Richard?
Hiatus. Hiatus, right? Okay, so do you guys, in hindsight, like appreciate that now? Because did you grow over those 3 years and you probably became better people for each other, do you think? Or like...
Yeah, I do. I do think that the 3 years worked because it allowed me to be in a space where I was more happy with where I was in life. And that I could then take on somebody else and partner up with someone as I'm growing through life now. Like that 3 years did justice for us.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. However, my question is, how did it reconnect? Did somebody miss someone, or was it like fate made it like a movie? You bumped into him in a coffee shop?
No, what happened was I was dating someone, and then I broke it off. And then I was talking to a homegirl, and she was like,
I already want to slap the bitch. I don't even know who she is.
I was talking to a homegirl. Stop. Don't even do it. I was talking to a homegirl, and she was like, if you can go back to anybody, who would it be? I said, Randall. So I looked up Randall, and over the 3 years, I have been like checking with her cousin, like how's she doing, how's everything going on with her. So I DM'd her. It was like BT weekend, and I was like, hey, you want to come out with me?
Full circle. Now you in the DMs. Huh?
Exactly.
My, how the tables turn.
Exactly. I was thirsty.
That's what I think about tables. They turn.
And then
You're right.
I DM'd her, and she was like, yeah, let's go out. And then when we hung out, it was as if we never stopped talking to each other. And then it was like then we got into the pandemic, and then I was like, damn, I could marry her, like, because we were in the house together the whole time.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful story. I actually have a question for the elder couple in the group.
Hey, you know what? Hey, come on, wait a minute, goddammit.
No, it's the couplehood is elder, not you.
Say that shit then, because hold on, 'cause I ain't too much older than these motherfuckers. Man, wait a minute.
Y'all are babies. I can smell the Similac from over here. These were adults who were even more adults when they decided to get married. This story I relate to very much, and I think I've probably lived about 4 versions of it. Y'all were 12 though. So what made y'all at your tender? Now I'm making you babies, okay?
At your tender
At your
age.
tender little ages, what made you think to myself, "Damn, I want to get married even though I have all this life to live"? Like, what was the moment? I'm gonna ask Richard in particular because they always say that men choose more honestly because society tells them that they're allowed to roam.
Yeah.
So what made you choose so early?
Well, one, it was the distance between us. I was stationed in Lemoore, California, which is like the ass crack of California, if y'all don't know.
Didn't know it existed.
Don't look exactly. Don't look it up. And then Mo got stationed down in San Diego, so it's like a 5-hour drive. So it was like every weekend we were commuting, right? So I was just one day I was just like, "Yeah, you want to get married?" And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, because we get married, they'll put us together, like we'll relocate, right?" And she was like, "Well, what if we get divorced?" I'm like, "Well, we'll be super young. Nobody remember. Who cares, right?" So
Pause for a second. You little check point. Richard, what is your sign?
Huh?
What's your sign?
I'm non-binary. I don't identify. So
Richard is a Libra. You guys are being so textbook here, signs. I need space. Like, give me about 5 years, I'll come back. This one's like, hey, you know what? I mean, let's just marry. Who's gonna remember if it doesn't work out?
It doesn't, but seriously, like I said to Mo, I loved her first, right? I was the one that like pursued Mo in the beginning. Like I remember we pulled up, boot camp. We was in O'Hara Airport, and then we were walking by the USO, and she was sitting on the floor, and I got all the people. It's like 50 to maybe 100 people standing around, and I just see this one girl on the floor sitting her legs crossed. She looked up, she had these big, beautiful eyes, and I was like, damn, that girl beautiful.
Look at her blushing.
I didn't even say fine. I said, damn, she beautiful. I said, damn. And I thought nothing of it, like, I ain't gonna see this girl no more, whatever, like, cool. And then we get to boot camp, and we like in the same like building called a berthing. She's like next to me, what's it called in boot camp? Our, you know what I'm talking
Our
about.
ship?
Well, yeah,
The door?
our,
Like the-
sure.
Child, they don't care. Move on.
Anyhow, so then look, Pete, this. So I work for a ship's company, and I can let people use the phone and stuff to call home, right? She comes up, and I just call her the mean girl because she used to walk around like just like, and she used to like just like look so mean because in her defense, all the guys trying to holler at the girls, like, you know, they
It's a
get none,
safety
they
thing.
thirsty,
You gotta look like
yeah.
an
So she was
Yeah.
like, so I was like, ooh, look at mean girl, you know. And then one day she came, her friend came and said, yo, can my friend use the phone? And I'm like, who? She pointed her. I said, her? Yeah, go ahead, let her use it. So I'm like, she gotta come back and see me. You know what I mean, right? So she used the phone. She come back up, she's like, thank you, and she take off. I'm like, hey, like, damn, you ain't even gonna ask my sign?
I see what you did there.
Oh, right? So anyhow, I get to it. So we go to A school, whatever, in Pensacola, Florida, and I'm like, I'm never gonna see this shit, whatever, cool. I don't think about her no more. As I walk into the building, she's the first person that comes through the hallway. Like just the door's open, she just comes. Her little hair was bouncing like Dora the Explorer because they cut her hair. It was bouncing. She was just walking. I heard that song.
But no, she was angry. Backpack.
But I heard the Isley brother. Who's that lady? I said, I got her. I said, I'm going to get to know this girl. I'm going to make her laugh. I can make her laugh within the first 5 minutes I got her. And I made her laugh within like the first 15 seconds.
Libras love a mean woman.
Huh? You know what?
No,
Damn.
seriously, every Libra I know likes a woman who's a little nippy.
Got a little bite.
Got a
Your
little
anger
spice.
got you a whole husband, girl.
Listen, it might work for you too. I don't
Wait, no.
know.
It's a show about emotional intelligence. Now, there's something that's gone viral recently, and I'm so happy that the men are being so open about like what made their hearts go pitter patter. Man versus the bear, ladies. This is very specific to you, like ladies.
Oh, yeah.
They said if you were in the woods, which would you rather run into, a man or a bear? 98% of women said a bear.
What? They're not thinking.
No,
They're not
pause. No. We are not going to judge people's lived experiences. And the answer was mostly the bear because, you know, a bear won't sexually assault me and then eat me, right? And so there's this conversation around, let women have their feelings, y'all. There's this conversation around psychological safety because unlike these happily married men in the back who are very emotionally intelligent, there's a new crop of red pill bros who are very angry and they hate women but still want to sleep with them, and it's like this weird space that the younger generation is in. And so psychological safety has been a huge conversation with the man versus the bear conversation. And my question to you guys was, when did y'all feel safe in your partners? Because a lot of people watching this are going to be like, you guys are showing me guys that I didn't know existed. These men seem like they're nice, they're funny, they love their wives, they are being so open-hearted. When did you know that you had you a good one that was safe? Because men don't think about this, but women don't just think about, are you cute and compatible? We also think about our safety a lot.
I know mine. Mine was in.
Oh, she really knows her
Yeah,
stuff.
it was actually it was before we were even married, before we were a couple, while we were talking, and someone called me a bitch while we were in A school, and he stood up for me, and said something to him, and so then I was like, oh, okay, I can let my guard down a little bit more around this person because he can sit here and stand up for me, and that made me feel safe.
You're safer than the bear. I love
Yeah.
that. It's sad that that's a thing, but it is a thing. How about you, Love?
I think small things that Sean did, like when we go walking someplace, he'd always have me on the inside. No one had done that before outside of like my dad, obviously. So I was like, oh, this is kind of different. Like he's making sure that I'm in a safe position, or like when we'd hang out, he would cook for me. So I just kind of felt like, okay, you're okay with doing the things that are more nurturing. That doesn't just have to come from me.
See, this is beautiful because they often say that you can have one man and 3 different women and you see 3 different versions of him. What made these women bring out those versions of you guys?
I think one of my toxic traits is if I'm hungry, I'm thinking about everybody else that's in the room as well, because I'm going to be eating in front of you, so I want to make sure you're good as well. So that's like a little toxic trait of mine, where I'm like, if I'm hungry, you must be hungry. If I'm cold, you must be cold. So like, I'm gonna give you and make sure you're good as
That's
well.
not toxic, that's beautiful.
True, but like some people could misconstrue that as like, I like you. But
Oh, you were, okay, see, now I see what he was trying to do.
You know what I'm
Yeah, you
saying?
clever. No, you played that off well, because I thought it was cute until you kept on talking.
yeah,
So you had a lot of girls who had feelings.
but like, simmer down.
Body language has changed.
But like,
So you cook a lot.
Right.
Everybody's standing
Give
on
all
the
the
inside of the
ingredients.
sidewalk.
Oh,
Okay.
This isn't new to you. Got it.
Let that bitch get hit by a car, whatever.
nah, but the thing is, like, it's like, my mom, that's how my mom raised me. It's like, if someone's around you, make sure everybody's good. If you make sure everybody eats, you make sure everybody's cool and comfortable. So that's just how I take care of people that's around me in my circle. So that's just what it is. But when it came to Randall, it was how not only was she like cute and cool, but she was also funny. She's patient. She doesn't what's called she doesn't like act out of character, and she also is someone that would take her time, like, all right, let's table this and have a conversation later, and that way we could really understand what's going on and what's happening, you know what I'm saying, within our relationship or within a disagreement. And I was like, all right, I like this. And also, there's certain things where she doesn't judge me, because like I'm a person that says what's on my mind whenever I feel it, and she'd be like, all right, that was interesting, you didn't have to do it that way, but okay. But she allows me to just be me.
You just described psychological safety.
And that's what I like. So that's why I'm like, oh, I can grow with this person.
You felt safe.
I felt safe. But I do want to push back on what you were saying earlier about women running into the bear versus the guys because they don't feel safe about the guys because there's guys that are.
That was their answer, yeah.
Yeah, but or you said something about that guys.
No, I don't know what the answer was that they all answered that they picked the bear over the man because of their fear of sexual assault, which the statistics back up.
True, but at the same fair.
Exactly.
I don't know that, but some guys have been hurt so badly by women that that's why they become that way.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing where intention doesn't negate impact. Because if you hit me accidentally with the car, my leg is still broken. So I'm not worried that your daddy didn't hug you. My leg is broken, right?
Yeah.
And so in that scenario where you see a man or a bear,
yeah,
you're thinking about impact, not intention.
Yeah, here you go. All right.
And I love that we unpack that, though, because what happens to good men is that when they hear about men who are harmful, it's so atypical to the way that they see the women that they care about. There's an empathy that they have, understandably, for other men. And then impact is a whole different other conversation, which is actually a part of a question that I'm going to ask you guys in a second, which is about how you deal when you're around a toxic man. Because there's a conversation around. Look at you.
What the fuck you doing, bro?
There's a conversation around that, but I want to make sure that I ask you guys because what I'm hearing is he was psychologically safe in a way that you were already bouncing back at him. So you guys were almost mirroring each other. You guys were keeping each other safe. And I think the thing that I hate about gender wars is everybody's so busy talking about how they feel harmed, they're not thinking about how to keep the other person safe. Which is really heartbreaking because everybody just wants to be safe. Man, woman, in between, and we don't judge. Like everybody or whatever gender identity wants to feel safe, even men, right? Even strong women, and the bitchiest woman you know still cries in the shower sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think people don't think of that. What was your guys' answer? What was the moment? Well, I feel like you just were happy that she smiled at you. What was the moment when you were like, I think this might be my person?
With Mo?
Yeah.
No,
who else?
No,
What kind of
Everybody
podcast are we on?
No, I'm tripping. No,
Here's his first
kidding,
line.
guys.
Come on, Suzanne. Not you dancing though. He danced to the Maury song. That's his instinct.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Hey, look. You said that she feel that I love her or that I want to be with her. You said
That this is my person and I feel safe with her.
Just like. Just how much fun we had with each other. You know what I mean? Like we was just like we had so much in common, like the movies we watched and like we'll quote shit and like we'll sit in my barracks room for like hours and we'll just put like who was I, Tony, and you was Gina, and we talk with like these Italian accents and stuff, and we would talk for hours to each other, and we just was goofy
This is
as
giving
fuck.
90s love. Y'all acting like pre-social media. Oh.
Yeah, we just goofy as fuck
it was
together. Like we,
pre-social
like
media.
she allowed me to be goofy. You know what I mean? And she loved it. She laughed so much, and I'm just like, yo, she's like my personal audience. I just. No, this
And
is
he
but
hasn't
Mo is funny.
stopped.
But Mo is funny as shit too. Like I couldn't
No,
be
she
with somebody
is.
who's not funny. Like Mo is funny as hell
No,
too.
Mo
She makes
walks
me
up to
laugh,
valet
too.
with one singles and tells people that she's a stripper. And
Yeah.
I'm standing there like, I know she's not. She's a mother. Not that strippers can't be mothers.
A lot of them are.
Yeah, we're not judging.
Yeah.
So you felt like having somebody who was actually a good bestie.
Yeah.
Do you think your relationship, the way that it evolved, could evolve in this century in the same way? Because think about it.
Repeat the question. You said
This was 18, 19 years ago, right?
I thought you would say that was 18, 19.
I
thought she was
No, I'm talking about
year
like
was
in this
18.
era because there is something almost very retro about that narrative.
Yeah.
With all the distractions these days, do you think that people still can have that kind of dynamic, or do you think that we live in an age where all the distractions make it almost impossible?
I think if Mo and I met at 18, 19 during this stage in this internet era, no.
Oh,
I don't
snap.
think so. Not at all. Because I mean, our attention span would be shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true.
And it's hard to like. I feel for a lot of my single friends. You one of them, right? You know what I'm
Oh wow, I caught a stray.
No. But you said you're
I
single.
feel for you.
You said no, because it's just
You're
that
right.
like y'all are in the shit right now. Y'all in
Yeah.
the trenches, and it's just like it's hard to keep someone's attention in this day and age. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Available.
that's why people just constantly rotate through. I'm like, yo, it's crazy. So
Yeah.
I definitely don't think an 18, 19-year-old Mo and Rich and this no way.
And also, social media plays a big part in
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
how people like view relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And like times have changed. Things are not the way it used to be.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of what I say about like people who just like echo chambers of like they're hurt and they're repeating it online, and then people like take that in, and you're not changing your way of thinking at all.
Exactly. I agree with that. And I think that's why your original statement about that a lot of women were trying to counterbalance and then taking it too far is that I do think, and I say this all the time and I catch flack for it, but I mean it, so I'm going to repeat it. A lot of hurt women now are finding their voice, which is amazing, but they're going so far that they're becoming the very thing that they were speaking out against. And so now you have men who are acting the way people used to complain about women, and women who are acting the way that people used to complain about men. Everybody's just a toxic mess now. One thing that we have to talk about, because, you know, we do hot topics on the show. The Diddy case has been everywhere. It's been everywhere. And by the time we're taping this, full disclosure, in late September, it's going to be October when the show comes out, but he's still going to be in jail, hopefully. And it underscores the industry and how normalized dysfunction in the industry is hyper highlighted, right? Because the incentive to hush is your livelihood or your public reputation. How do you protect your relationships knowing that you guys are in the industry? Like, is that a conversation, a thought? How do you maneuver that world? Because they always say that 2 years being married in LA in the industry is like 20 years somewhere else. How do you guys navigate that? And has that ever been a topic for you guys?
I mean, I think it's a topic for us. I'm not necessarily in the industry, so I think that kind
You're
of...
married to it.
Yeah, but I don't try to go to too many of the events and things like that. I kind of
She's like, I don't like y'all like that.
I try to stay on the outside a little more of it, so I feel like that kind of keeps us a little more grounded. And when we've been in situations where I've seen things that have made me feel uncomfortable, I'll let him know, like, I don't want us to be in spaces like this anymore where this kind of behavior is happening.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You a real one.
She really is.
I'm 5'2". Like, if I feel threatened, I gotta get out.
No, that makes sense, but did that ever scare you from wanting to date him? Because you know they have a list of people not to date. Actresses on that list, right?
No, that was
DJs,
my
actors.
first one. I'm from the East Coast, so I moved here.
Oh,
and
so
I
you
was
want-
like,
yeah.
no actors, no producers, no musicians, absolutely not.
Can you sing, Sean?
No,
'Cause she's
no
calling you
Islanders.
out.
I said no to all of it. And
No
then,
island? Wait.
And then God was like, okay, here you go. Check, check. What else didn't you want? Here you go.
How do you feel being a statistical anomaly to her list?
I feel great.
No, but in the industry, is it ever tricky knowing that you have a partner, but that because you want a hit show and you're an attractive man and you're very friendly and apparently you want to make sure everybody eats chicken wings at the same time? Like, do you ever consider how the industry might be something that you have to be hyper vigilant about boundaries with, considering you're a married man now?
No, not really. It's like, because I kind of live my life the way I've always wanted to live my life, and she makes it work, and if she has a problem, she tells me, and then we talk through it, and we work through it together. So it's like, you don't know unless something goes wrong, and then when something goes wrong, you talk through it, you work it out together, you know?
Well, but I think to your credit, you have made me feel like safer. Like when we first started dating, he would have, the second time, he would get like mail to his house from fans.
Oh.
And I was like, how do fans have your address?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, you know, I just kind of like put it out there. And I was like, no. So if I'm living with you, you know, you
Right.
can't have your address out there.
Right.
So he's like, oh, okay, I can't do that anymore. You know, or like those kinds of things, making sure that we're kind of flying more under the radar. Like, I don't like being, you know, on all his like little Snapchats and stuff. So how to keep me out of that if I don't want to be a part of that. I
love it. I'm actually so happy that I asked these two couples in particular, you guys, to come here, because I really do think that when I'm dating men and I'm showing them my friends and introducing them to my world, they're always saying that it's unrealistic the way me and my friends live to be this healthy. They're like, no, it's 2024, it's unrealistic. And I think there's something powerful outside of the show, just people just seeing two couples who are attractive and fun and young. Yes, y'all are still young. Who are attractive and fun and young, and seeing that you can be married and committed and have integrity, but still have a good life. People think that it's one or the other. You know what I mean? Yeah. How do you guys navigate the industry? Because you guys are a family where Richard's not just in the industry, but so is your daughter.
Yeah, I think also it's different because he showed up in the industry married. Does that make sense?
I mean, girl, no, that doesn't stop nobody.
Well, no.
Y'all are special.
Yeah, no, but I don't know, babe.
Huh?
Do you have answers?
Oh,
He said,
how do I
I'm
navigate the industry? Like, I mean, I make it known. You know what I mean? Like, I'm married. You know, I make it known.
What's your name? I got a wife.
Yeah,
He's not
it
that
sucks. I be trying to feel like undesirable. Like, you don't want me. Like, I'm old. Like, I got
My knees
kids.
ache.
My knees ache. No, but seriously, but honestly, I think you just don't put yourself in that situation. You don't put yourself in a
you just
sticky
don't put that
situation.
situation.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
As you're saying, like you don't put yourself in a situation
Yeah.
and you let it be known I'm married.
Right. Like I'm not like I'm like it's just certain things like I don't go to strip clubs. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna throw my money and just smash.
Richard's gonna be like, "Can I have that back?"
Yeah, let me get that
My
back.
kids got
Hey,
school
run
in the
that back
morning.
for me. Like I'm not about to do that. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't. I do have friends, obviously. I mean that are females, but like we don't spend like one-on-one time like that.
And
You
we
know
all
what
love
I mean?
Mo.
Yeah, we all. You know,
We be inviting you to Home Depot to Home Goods with us.
Yeah,
he never comes, girl.
No, he don't. But I feel like I go to a lot of things with him. So it's like always like even if he's out by himself without me, everyone's like, "Where's Mo? Where's Mo at? Why is Mo not here?"
That is a thing.
So
Right
it's
now-
like we show up. It's like it's always been just like Rich and Mo.
Yeah, it's never just rich.
Fellas, keep it a stack. How do you guys deal with friends who are fuckboys? Male friends who are fuckboys.
Tell them about themselves.
You do?
Yeah, why not? Like,
What do you say? What do you mean?
it's like it all depends. It all depends. It's like when I see a friend doing something they shouldn't be doing, or if they're like leading someone down a path. Randall hears the conversation. She's like, "Yo, you're brutal," but I feel like you fucked up. Like you messed that up, and because you don't know what you want to do with your life and where you want to go in your relationship, what you want to do, you're dragging this person with you, and you don't need to do that. So just stop and let her be or let her go, but you need to make up your mind, because you can't continue down this path, especially if you're trying to change a narrative that you grew up in. So you can't continue down this path, so stop. Or let her know what you're trying to do, and if she's okay with it, then move on from there. But other than that, like,
You're like a male Ayala Vanzant in
Get
the
the
back
fuck
room,
outta
cussing
here.
out your friends. But wait a minute, where did you learn that though? Because a lot of men say that, well, my father was an ain't shit dude, so it's not my fault. I don't know any better. So who taught you better?
my older brother, and like also like stuff I saw, and I just see how it affects the women in their lives, and I didn't want that to be my reality. I didn't want that to be. I didn't want to hurt anybody in that way, and that's why it took me so long to even actually make a commitment, because I don't want to hurt anybody. So unless I'm ready, I'm not going to get into a situation with anybody that's going to lead them down a path of hurt.
That's very logical. See, that's what logical. When they talk about men are logical, that's actual logic.
Right.
Now, I mean, we're in a situation friendship. That's not logical.
Right.
Richard, what is it like for you when you're navigating? Because you're not just a husband, you're also a father. So there's also that extra layer of knowing there's a son watching you.
Yeah. Say I do with fuckboy friends. I really don't have fuckboy friends, honestly. Like I don't like.
Look at you not snitching on the team. I
No,
appreciate it.
no. Honestly, because
Oh,
I
my
don't,
nigga solid.
Because John's like my bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have dudes that are like my bros, and then I know dudes, but we're not that close. Where like I know if you're a fuckboy or not. Like I just kind of keep my distance. Like me, I kind of live in a bubble. I'll be honest with my wife and my kids. Like I don't really hang out. Me and John see each other like maybe once every 2 or 3 months, maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in a bubble. You know what I mean? So I go to the gym, I go to the golf range. Like you know what I mean? I come home, I'll cook, I help her clean. You know
Girl,
what
you
I
found
mean?
you a good one. I need to find me a
So-
husband who's 19.
Because
Shit.
when the times when Rich and I are
Not
talking,
19.
we're literally on FaceTime for like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talk for like an hour on FaceTime. You know what I mean? So I don't really hang out all that much with like dudes. I'm kind of like a lone wolf in this. I'm always kind of by myself. You know what I mean? I'm my
It's so
wife.
funny. You're both interesting in that you are very like independent and social at the same time.
Yeah.
What is it called? Ambiverts.
Ambiverts.
I want to do a rapid fire real quick. Y'all ready? Rapid fire
Oh.
means everybody has to answer, but it has to be in under 30 seconds. Anybody want to take a sip of their libation first before we get started? Randall's like, hell
We start
yeah.
with Randall since she
Okay.
she got her cut first.
Do you consider emotional cheating to be cheating?
Yes.
What constitutes emotional cheating for you?
If you're like, I don't know, on the phone, texting all the time, if you know when you've crossed the line.
You're entertaining.
Wow,
That's
she
how
just
you
looked at me.
answer.
She just looked at me as if I was young. Okay, so you answer. I feel like I got in trouble. You know what's up. You know what you did.
Emotional cheating is, I don't know.
It's rapid fire. You got 30 seconds.
But you do think it's cheating, or no?
Yeah, like if you can't come to me with something that like is bothering you, and you're just going to another dude about the thing that's bothering you, yeah, that's emotional cheating to me.
If I can't show you my text messages to someone, then that feels
Right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Yeah.
wouldn't want you to see it, then yeah. It's too far.
Do you guys Monique, do you think emotional cheating is cheating, and what constitutes that?
Yes, if you're entertaining someone, yes, 100%.
Y'all looking at me like I did something. Thank you, Monique and Richard. The women are answering very importantly.
Yes.
I'm gonna look away, Richard.
Under 15 seconds, we got this.
Right. She's like, yes, it's cheating. I'll call everybody involved. Richard, do you think emotional cheating is cheating?
Yeah, I do. I don't think no one should do it.
Safe answer. I think we all are happy that you answered that. Monique, on a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic are you?
Like, maybe like 6.
You worked hard for that 6. Okay. Richard, on a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic are you?
6.8.
He's so competitive.
She's like 6.1. That's what
6.13.
6.1.
Right? Yes.
Jean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic are you?
7.
Ooh. Randall, on a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic are you?
5.
Wow, Randall, you thought there was a pattern. You brought women.
She's being rude.
No.
She keep it in the buck. Yeah. All right, Randall, on a no, actually, we're gonna shake this up. Jean, on a scale of 1 to 10, how jealous are you?
Oh, I'm not. Scale of 1 to 10. I want to say like 4.
Oh, that's low. How about you, Monique?
I'm like a 9.5.
My Aries sister. How about you, Richard?
I'm like a 2. I'm really not jealous, right?
Be a grown man in the bedroom. Is he fixing something? How about you, Randall? 1 to 10.
Maybe an 8.
We're learning a lot about the sexes, organically, not gender wars, just observing. The women averaged about a 9. The men averaged a 3.
I know it's.
I'm not judging you. I have the same number.
I feel like it's because they're kind of oblivious, and like we can see when women are
so
trying to
cute.
come for them, and they're kind of like, oh no,
What you
we're
mean? She's just a
friends.
nice
And I'm like,
lady.
no, that's not your little friend. So that's the thing.
Yeah,
They get to be a little more
Won't
oblivious.
tell me that shit all the time. And I'd be like, all right, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to talk to the person no more. Fine. Like, fuck it. I block him. Like, I don't care. Like, damn.
Like, she's dead.
please.
Eulogy.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, like, you want to go kill her? Like, shit.
I think what a lot of that is like women sometimes put scenarios in their head about what's going on or what could happen, and then they're like, "This is gonna happen. This could happen. This is gonna happen." And I'm like,
Y'all do be doing that.
"It's just a bunch of scenarios."
Y'all do be
Listen,
doing that.
I love that. Here's the thing I love about Jean is that Jean's a thinker, so he roams around the room, so I can follow him around and be like, let's talk about it. I love this. One of the things that I realized, because I'm pansexual, I've dated both men and women. Mm-hmm. When I was in DC dating women, I noticed that it wasn't about the man, it was about women and how we're socialized. So even if there's not a man involved, it's not even about a gender thing, right? Because we're always told there's not enough for women. We know that other women, when they see a good guy, they're seeing him through the lens of there might only be 2 left in a 10-mile radius. Mm-hmm. And so even if he's doing nothing wrong, the chances of a good guy who's actually attractive and funny and cute and whatever are low. So there's a thing that's been brought into us like, there's not enough, this might be a good one. Men don't have that. They are socialized to think that there's 100 women for every one man. Right, bitches everywhere, right? It's a buffet. And so it creates this mindset of lack that we're socialized to think, even when the women are dating other women. It's the weirdest thing. I saw women acting towards studs the way they act towards men. Gay community, tops versus bottoms. They'll tell you how you doing.
So here's a question. So let me ask you guys this. So when you had to be younger and you were single, you obviously
wow.
If no,
obviously your chair is empty. Next thing
I'm sorry, that's not what I mean, y'all. Please.
No, Richard done found 8 ways to tell you why I ain't got a man. That's fine.
No. So I'm saying,
He said, keep on us old, huh?
did you guys,
right.
you as women, did you guys have that same mindset? When you saw somebody who was in a relationship and you realized he was a good dude, were you just being nice to him because you thought, oh, he's a good man, I can probably get to him or take him from her? Did you think that way? So that you think other women think that way too? That's why you think.
No, I'll answer the
did you
question.
think
It's an integrity thing, right? So it's based in lack more than gender. So anybody who's steeped in lack is going to think like that, and somebody who's more secure is going to be like, if it's not mine, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. So women who have integrity are going to be like, ew, you smell like somebody else, I don't want you. Like Randall peed all over Jean to scare the woman off, right? But a woman who is like, look, I'm leaving with something.
Right. Yeah,
she's not going to care that you have 8 rings on one finger.
Period.
But did you guys want to answer that question?
Yeah,
It's more
like period. Okay, the bitches want you, Richard. How many times do we have to? You guys are very attractive men. I think it's naive to be. Look, did you blush? You literally just blushed.
No, I did not.
I think it's naive to be an attractive, funny man and smell good and be funny and know that you're going to get cast to be on a TV show and not thinking that there's not other casting agents who ain't got a TV show to book you for. You know what I mean?
I think it's not so much like I want that person, but I think when you're single and you see someone that's more established, they're in a committed relationship, you're like, oh, this isn't a unicorn. Like, this is possible. And maybe you gravitate towards them because you're like, they seem to have their stuff together is more so what it is. Because I think that's what people do.
You're pre-trained.
And
Somebody's
then
trained you
I
already.
think the girls are like, but now I want that too. Like, I feel like it goes from like, they seem like a good person with like a good head on their shoulders to like, well, do I want that? And that's the part that, that's when we become
I'm going to give you a quick analogy. You guys are both into fitness, clearly. I've seen the strong backs. If you were fasting right now, you're a good man, but you were fasting, and I just left my Snickers bar right here, and I didn't come back for an hour, I promise you, when your little fasting window ends and the little thing on your phone's app says you can eat now, the Snicker bar, the hunger you got would start to look really, really good to you. I might come back and find a little nibble taken out of it, right? Richard, because you're strong. That's great. You guys are Superman, right? Unicorns. A lot of people, when they're fasting for just male affirmation and safety, both of the women here who are married to you said you guys feel safe. When you haven't had a safe, attractive man around you in years, maybe even ever, and not only is he safe and attractive, but now he's ordering you chicken wings and seeing if you have a blanket. You're hungry. So it's not even like you're a bad person, it's the hunger that they built into women a lot of times. And men don't realize that you are a steak in a room full of people who are coming off of a fast.
Yeah, you heard that? You would take care of me, girl. I'm a steak.
But I'm happy that I unpacked this because I think a lot of men conflate us reading the room and knowing our own kind for insecurity. Like, no, that bitch is like, she's licking her lips.
Right. She's salivating.
She's salivating and you a snack. Take it as a compliment.
But also, if you trust your man to not do that, you should be comfortable in like, hey, you could do whatever you could try, but it ain't gonna happen.
You're a trustworthy man.
But you know what y'all do, but it is y'all don't trust us that much. You like guys will be guys. That's what y'all saying.
The men that y'all don't hang out with.
Y'all like guys will be guys.
The men that y'all don't hang out with are the ones who they're scared of. And that's the thing about being a unicorn, right? I've met a lot of guys who are like, Blue, you're weird. You don't act like the other women I've dated. So some of the things that I'm worried about, you keep on saying they don't apply to you, but they apply to most other people. And I had to give grace for that. You know what I mean? Same thing. You're a unicorn, but you know the guys that you're not hanging out with because you know that they ain't good, they exist. And so that fear is not paranoia. It's usually correct. You just happen to be the anomaly. That's why I think everybody needs to get therapy. Because in the scenario, you saw how everybody sounded toxic. The person who took the nibble at the Snickers bar was toxic. The naked steak walking around dripping, not reading the room was like everybody needs to.
That steak was just mind his business.
The steak was just
minding his business.
I just got off the grill.
Got some truffle butter on it.
Tender and juicy.
Next question. I'm gonna do this with Mo. What is your partner's most annoying habit? 30 seconds.
His annoying habit?
Yeah, everybody look away. Close your eyes, Richard. Don't burn a hole in the back of her head.
Go on, say the shit.
Richard, you cannot coerce the witness.
No, I ain't saying. I don't know. Say it with your chest.
The most I honestly don't.
He has no annoying habits.
No, he does. The most?
Oh, wow. Just pick one then.
No,
Damn.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I thought you were still there. I don't know. I don't know his most annoying habit.
Y'all not allowed to do this. This is supposed to be honest.
I will be honest. I honestly don't.
Okay,
I don't
Richard,
know.
what's Monique's most annoying habit?
No, I'm really trying.
I'm trying to think right now.
I guess like with time. So like she's like we could be at the airport. She's like, come on, they about to board right now. I'm like, the plane is taking off. Like, why do we gotta rush to sit on the plane? Like she's like, let's go. Like Mo wants to be the first, like for everything. That can be a little annoying sometimes.
I seek
punctual.
therapy for my time and how it gives me anxiety. So thank you.
So you're super punctual.
Yeah.
Oh, that's time anxiety.
I have time anxiety.
I thought he meant time blindness, like you're late and you missed the plane.
No.
No,
It's
other
like
direction.
I have time anxiety. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like the
Yeah.
airport. She's like, hurry.
Oh,
They
you
call
saw
it.
that.
So I'm like, I don't want to sit on this damn plane.
I'm Caribbean, so that's just called being Haitian, child. We don't even call that an annoying habit. How about you, Randall? What's the Jean's most annoying habit?
He doesn't put anything back. So, not anything, but he often puts things back in different places than what we typically
Nah,
do.
bruh.
So
Nah.
sometimes it's entertaining because you can't find anything, but half time I have to like think, where was he in the apartment when he was using this?
I got one.
How about you, Jo? Oh, you found one?
I found one.
Oh.
It's literally that. Like everything for me has it. Like the keys have a home.
Yeah.
They go to the same place every day.
They go in the key holder.
Why are they in your pocket when the car is
I
down?
forgot to take them out.
That's
Wait,
the
no,
most
that's not
annoying.
a call an answer.
Yeah.
Ja, aside from the fact that you can't find nothing, what is Randall's most
Rhetorical
annoying?
questions. Like the other day, I'm in the middle of doing something, and she's like, "Where's the sriracha?" And I'm like, "You're in the kitchen, you're in front of the refrigerator. Open the refrigerator and look in the refrigerator. Like, why are you asking me about the sriracha?" It's because I'm occupied doing something else, and she knows that I'm not paying her attention. So she's like, "Pay attention to me at this moment."
My baby wants a hug. Okay. What is your partner's superpower, Randall?
Blocking out noise, sound, and distractions.
Oh, do you have ADHD?
Yes.
No, because I do too. I'm like, oh, that's a
Yes.
thing, yeah.
I'll be talking and I can just tell he's listening, then just turns off. And then I'm like, did you hear me? He's like, what? You were saying something? Like, we're looking at each other. Nothing came through after that.
That's
He
amazing.
said,
We
I heard all you
kindred.
did you hear? We're done.
I know there's a reason why we were in the same class. How about you, Jo? What's her superpower?
Her superpower is how she can literally go from one feeling to the next and then become so rational about what's happening in front of her. Like something crazy. Like for instance, usually I'm like, when something small happens, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, and something big happens, she'd be like, okay, let's talk about it. And just she'll calm the room.
Randall, tell everybody what your sign is.
Gemini.
She'll just calm the room and then allow people to just speak to like get the full scope before she like makes a decision on something.
He loves how reasonable you are. It's like she's like your not Adderall, but I mean you have ADHD, so that might work. She's like human
Right.
Adderall. I love that.
Right.
All right, Mo, what is Richard's superpower?
His ability to see the positive in a lot of things that I either will see negative or that are just not going well. And he always is like, okay, well, let's think about it this way instead. And it's very, very helpful.
That's how he got Mean Girl. He made you smile. You see how this is full circle? Richard, what is her superpower?
Mo, man, Mo can kind of do anything. Like, she can learn something really fast, and she become good at it, like, really, really quick. And
She's smart or whatever.
Like, I just don't know how she do it. Like me, I'm like, huh? And she just like, yeah, this, and I'm like, damn, yo, that was good. Like, and I'm still sitting there, kind of drooling. She's like, I don't get it.
1 + 1 is potato. Yeah. But here's the thing, though. How does it feel listening to your partner say this in front of thousands of people, how they feel about you? Like, what is it like when you're talking about your relationship in an open forum? Does it still make you kind of giddy, or is it like, oh, snap, I found my person? Like, what does that feel like for y'all?
It feels giddy, for sure. It's like, yeah, you bet it. No, I'm just playing.
Wait.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Because we
kidding.
don't have
No,
these
I'm just kidding.
conversations at home, so it's kind
Yeah.
of like, oh, that's what you think. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
exactly.
Like, it's working.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's working. I love that. He likes me
you like
still.
me.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, we need to get a little serious, right?
Oh, yeah.
How do you know when your partner is super mad? Is there anybody who wants to volunteer an answer?
When you can hear a pin drop in the house.
That's like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He said, yeah.
You really are a Gemini.
I need to bring it all down. I need to sort through it all. And then I need to figure out how to,
Move on.
like,
It's giving
how to-
Dexter a little
how
bit,
to
but like in a good
communicate
way.
to someone, because otherwise it's just going to, like, come out. So I have
So
to,
when you
like-
can hear the ruffling of the wind,
I can
you
hear
know that you're something.
everything. Something's amiss.
Richard, do you know how when Mo's mad?
She don't laugh at my shit.
Wait a minute, because you know you're funny, so she must be
Yeah,
angry.
so I'm like, shit, let me hit my best.
These
shit.
jokes
Hold on.
not hitting.
Let me go to my notes. hey, so the other day, right? And she'd be like, I'd be like,
What I do.
what I do?
How do y'all know when they're mad?
I mean, I feel like he tells me that he's mad. He's kind of like vocal in that way, or maybe like distracted. Sometimes I can tell that he's upset.
Oh, do you disassociate when you're angry at all?
What do you mean?
Like, do you like disassociate? Like, do you kind of leave your body to just turn off when you're angry?
Yeah, I turn off and busy myself. I put myself busy.
That's
Make myself busy,
disassociation, yeah. And the reason why I'm giving language, although aside from the fact this is an emotional intelligence platform, a lot of times when we are angry, we have habits like disassociating, right? And we don't even realize we're doing it. It's like your body's in the room, but you've left mentally. And it's kind of like a way to distract until you can come back to feel the thing that you're feeling without doing something that's going to make you not proud of yourself. Sometimes it can be healthy, like when you're alone, but if somebody's trying to engage with you, then it can feel like you're isolating them or abandoning them in the moment. How do you come back into your body when you disassociate?
Journal. Yeah, I think I like journal, or I just take a beat to like process what's going on, and then that way I could like reconnect with everybody else.
And that's so dope because you're a writer, so that's perfect. Oh, I love that. All right, I'm going to pivot real quick. How many dates do y'all go on a month? A number only. No explanations or excuses. Mo?
2.
Richard?
Like 5.
Okay, so who's going on the other 3 days?
2.
How many days do we go on a month?
We go on dates quite a bit. Like it'd be daytime. Like
He
we
said
go,
quite
That's
a bit.
true. No, that's true because
Yeah,
we got grown kids. I'd be forgetting
Yeah,
that
we
those
go.
are like considered dates.
we go on
Oh,
dates.
well, you consider when the kids are around dates?
Well, because no, we can just leave
We just
and like
leave
go and do
and
go
stuff.
to lunch
somewhere,
My
we have
bad.
a
Yeah,
happy hour, we have
exactly.
drinks
So you're not going to lie to me in front of all these
Yeah,
people?
my bad. He's right.
Talking about like, ooh.
3,
I didn't
2.
count that. I counted like me getting dressed up and like that's what I heard as
Oh,
date,
well.
but not
Oh,
like
the kids have a new name for that. They call them ugly dates. Like if you have a bun and you go to Target or like
Oh.
Cheesecake Factory.
yeah. Those
That means
are
you
ugly
really care
dates.
about your partner because you're not even getting dolled up.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
Cheesecake
yeah.
Factory. Why you got a bad rap like that?
Ooh, okay.
Same.
How many dates do you go on a month? Just a number, because they had to unpack that one.
I'd say like probably 8 to 10.
Wow. Jean, how many dates do you go on a month?
It's just about like because thing is we have it's minimum 4, minimum 4. So
You guys have date days, don't like every day a week.
We have
right?
date night.
Date night,
And
yeah.
then we have a day that's always just for us.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You think it's a newlywed thing, or have you always been like that?
no, we had to be conscious of like the time because I can consume myself with work and friends. So we were like, look, make this day the day where we hang out and we do things together. Let's make this afternoon the time when we hang out and do things. And then sometimes we get the sporadic one like, oh, I have no meetings for the rest of the day or an audition. Let's just go. It's 3:00. I'm taking my break anyway, so let's go out to eat. Let's go hang out. Let's go talk.
And you know what me and Mo problem is sometimes while I think as of late we're starting to date more, but I
5
think,
times in 18 years is exceptional. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
but no, I think we are so our time is so consumed by our kids sometimes
Yeah.
because like we're running them around, we're doing stuff for them. You know what I mean? We gotta take care of the house, we gotta cook. You know, so it's. But now, like you said, that they're older, we're like, you know what, y'all? Like we
out.
Yeah.
It's been real.
Yeah, 17, 14. Hey,
The average is 2,
Yeah.
guys. You
Yeah.
guys talking about 8 and 10 and 5. Like these numbers are atypical.
Oh wow.
Most people say that they go on dates twice a month if they're lucky with their partner.
Yeah.
damn, that's crazy.
And you know,
That's
like
that's what she said too. I'm like, wait,
Well,
a minute. Like,
I didn't
why we
think
going
about
out
I
here?
mean, look at your
I just
crazy.
thought about like getting dressed like those types of dates, not like
We do
how
get
we
dressed
run.
every time. We're
No,
not
I'm
nudists.
saying like how we
Oh, look
like.
what I did. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're gonna hit. This is a perfect segue to the next question. What you mean? Had the lady thinking I want to take you on twice a month. Perfect segue. One of the things, it's so funny. People watching this are gonna think that I met the ladies first and I asked their husbands. It's the other way around, right? So I actually met your husbands first and was like, oh my god, you have good taste in women, yay! That's always a relief when you have guy friends. You can go left when they bring over. You're like, what is that, right?
Right.
Abort.
abort. Who is she? So my question is, I've noticed that you're all very receptive to listening and getting feedback and unpacking things. It's a very collaborative. Look at Randall's face.
Therapy.
Therapy, yes.
seriously.
There's a very collaborative spirit about you guys. And a lot of times people don't realize that if you're going to be in a long-term relationship, you have to know how to get mad at each other safely.
Yeah.
A quote that I recently learned is, never marry somebody you wouldn't feel safe divorcing. Because if you think that if we got a divorce, you would completely ruin my life, you probably are not somebody who's safe enough to be married because you're only being nice to me because I'm doing what you like.
Damn, Red almost broke her neck though. Let's unpack it. She said,
Do y'all agree with that statement?
I do. I agree with that. I definitely.
The men agree. How about you, ladies?
Yeah.
It's an audio broadcast. You have to say something.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Randall, question mark.
I guess ish. Like, I mean, I don't think he would harm me, but
He'd be in his feelings crying like Jodeci in the rain.
Well, I don't know. I think there would be like some friction, but I guess that's what a divorce is. So
That's true. That's
Yeah.
fair. It is
Yeah.
still a,
reasonable friction.
There you go.
I think is
which
fair.
brings us to the next rapid fire question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how forgiving is your partner? And no partners can interfere. On a scale of 1 to 10, how forgiving?
10 is like the most forgiving.
Yes, like Mother Teresa.
Oh, I think Sean's like an 8, 8.5.
Nice, Sean. What's your number? 1 to 10. How forgiving is your wife?
5.
Okay. Mo, on a scale of 1 to 10.
My whole chest.
He's at 5.
8, 8.5. Same.
Richard, how forgiving is your wife?
4.
So the reason why we're doing rapid fire is we just want the answers to like just sit in the air and we'll all get what we need. Those are very telling answers. We don't have time to unpack them. Ride home. The ride home will be an interesting conversation. Now, last 2 questions because we do have to wrap up. What is the biggest misconception about marriage that you wish people knew so that they had a better chance of making it work?
It's work.
No, everybody talks about that.
Yeah, like I feel like people think like we got here at 18 years just because like
You're fun.
we're fun and but like there's been a lot of trials, tribulations, and you have to stay with someone and work through them, not as soon as something bad happens, that's it, I'm breaking up, getting a divorce. Because I feel like that happens a lot too. Like if you really love someone, you'll put the work in and grow through the bad times.
I love that. Spoken like a true 90s love. How about you, Richard? What do you think is the advice you wish people took and the misconception that you want to debunk about what marriage is to work?
That marriage really don't change shit. Like I think it has to do with the person. You know what I mean? I feel like some people just want the marriage like for social media. Like I'm married. That's my husband. That's
I got
my
chose.
wife. Yeah, I got chose. But it really don't change much. You know, it has to come from within. You know, like you put a ring on it. Yeah, it's just a ring. If you don't like, you don't show commitment and value into it, like it don't mean shit. You know what I mean?
I love that you said that because I always say that like things like marriage, money, fame just make you more of what you already are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything that's elevated doesn't change you, just reveals who you were. So if you were nice when you were broke and now you're an asshole, you were always an asshole. Now you just think you're cute enough to get away with being an asshole. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's true. Oof, child. I'm going to send this to a couple of my exes. How about you, love? What do you think is the biggest misconception about marriage?
I think when you're becoming one, that person is going to change into you or vice versa. It's really like accepting the other person exactly as they are because that's who you chose, and almost like delighting in some of the things that maybe you wish were different, but that's just who they are.
This is so deep. I love this. How about you, John?
That your partner is not necessarily going to be your best friend, and that what's called you have to learn to accept the person in like radical acceptance, similar to what you were saying. It's like you gotta learn to accept them for who they are because you chose this person, and a lot of times people are trying to mold the person to something they thought, but it's not really going to be the case because you'll constantly be rubbing up against something.
All right, final question. All relationships change you, whether you like it or not, for the better or for the worse. What is the most beautiful way that your relationship has evolved you as a person?
I'll start because he's helped me through all of my trauma, and he has honestly made me a better person.
Oh, feelings.
Yeah.
I almost made it through the whole episode. I'm going to take a second, let Richard feel through that. Randall, what's your answer, love?
I think patience is something that I've been like working on as a person, and that's something that we're working at. That's made me more patient and probably more kind of like fearless and courageous, just because Jean's always like, buck the system, just do what you want to do. So I feel like I always think about him like, what would he do in this situation? He would just say it as it is. Like, I'm just going to do that.
So instead of what would Jesus do, what would John do?
What would Jean do? What would my sister do? Yeah, those are my two.
How about you, Richard? What's the most beautiful way that your relationship has evolved you as a man?
I'm a very loving father. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but like seeing Mo step up like as a mom. You know what I mean? How like she's willing to go above and beyond for the kids. Like
I love seeing that, you know what I mean? So it makes me want to step up even more as well, you know what I mean? Because I be sitting, I be like, damn, she's just like, it's like she has these little family traditions now that we do, and at first I didn't really. I'm like, why are we doing this stupid shit? You know what I mean? Like, but then as the time went by, like the kids start expecting that, and I'm like, girl, she's really creating a tradition within my family, and I'm like, yo, that's dope. Like, okay, step your shit up too. Like, you know, be more than just a loving father. Like, create shit for the family. You know, I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Why am I getting so emotional? This is so beautiful. I'm
also the Kirk line.
The Kirk, don't be mad. They're not an official sponsor. How about you, Joe? What's the most beautiful way that your relationship has evolved you as a man?
She has taught me how to just not write people off, and how to like take the time to like try to understand their other person's perspective, versus just making up in my head like, all right, well, I didn't like that. It's just a matter of time for me just not to talk to you anymore. And she's taught me how to like sit in that and also ask the questions. So therefore, it's not, I don't just get rid of people. It's more like, oh, this is why, and then we move forward from there.
You know what I think is so funny about all these questions I've been asking you guys? Whether you realize it or not, they're all like Spider-Man. Like, it's like, it really is. Like, he makes me patient. I don't be cutting people off. I'm like, that's the same.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like the things that you give to each other, you give back to yourselves. And so it's kind of beautiful, the reciprocity of it all. And I do think, too, that the thing about children is a thing that people superimpose on married couples, regardless of when they're ready, regardless of their fertility journeys. For you guys as newlyweds, do you sometimes feel like you wish people would not bring that up so quickly? Because I know that in this day and age, it can be a little insensitive to shove the baby talk on people without knowing what their stance is about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, it just seems like it comes up a lot more often now, and it's almost like an expectation. Every time I call my friends, they're like, anything you want to tell me? I'm like, no. Anything you want to tell me? Like, is that the expectation now? Every time I call you is I have big news. So, yeah, I mean, it's something you kind of just like navigate through.
Is it something that you are not nonplussed by, or does it bother you? Because I've always wondered how newlyweds feel when it's baby. Because I have a friend who just got married in April. Everything's about baby. She's like, I'm just trying to pay bills and like navigate life. Like, give me a second. Does it bother you, or do you think like, oh, they're just excited about us having a kid?
It doesn't bother me. Listen, if my mom's not saying it and my sister's not saying it,
oh, they're not?
It doesn't really matter. No, not really. It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
girl, you a unicorn too? Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. So if anyone else says it, it's kind of like, well, you're not my parents, so it doesn't really matter.
Now, I want to end on this note. Generational curse. What generational curse do you think your relationship has the potential to break? Who wants to speak for the relationship? We need an ambassador. You guys want to confirm who's going to speak? Monique's going to speak for
Me?
the brown team. Team purple. Who's going to speak?
I'm going to speak.
Go ahead.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
So I think that we are going to break the curse of like having to financially put money back always versus like setting our kids up with money and like, you know, not a spoiled brat, but like someone that is fiscally responsible and educated and like going to be able to move forward and not have to worry about taking care of us. Something that we're making sure we're really secure in.
Wow, that's major. Like, I'm a caretaker for my parents, and so, yeah, that's a big one. That's a really big one. How about you, Mo?
I think the generational curse that we're breaking is having a 2-parent household and loving our children through the entire process of having them home with us. And even when they get out, like our kids are 14 and 16, and they actually really love to hang out with us. Like, we have game nights and stuff
That's
like
the
that.
ultimate flex with the internet.
Yeah, so it's like, thanks.
You guys are really fun though.
Yeah,
No,
they
you guys
are really fun.
But guys, any final words before we leave? Anything you guys want to get off your chest? We survived it. Look at us, Joe. We did it, Joe. We survived it. Anything you want to say? Do y'all want to advocate on behalf of the bear? Anything else? You good?
What you talking about?
Give men a chance. Like,
They are.
Some guys are hurt by women who they were in the wrong relationship with.
Absolutely.
And therefore, that's where they're at. Because a lot of men don't trust women in being vulnerable with women because they fear women will weaponize their emotions against them.
And that's valid. Some women
So,
will,
like,
yeah.
a lot of guys feel that. And like, I have a lot of friends who talk about that. Like, yeah, I don't know if I can tell her good things because she's going to turn around and use them. Like, that means you're just with the wrong person. So don't, like, demonize all women And same way, and vice versa. Like
Yeah.
women shouldn't demonize all men for things that another guy has done to them.
Exactly.
I love
I think that's one thing social media does is like it puts everyone in a box. You know what I mean? And like it's like, yo, like you guys must have never seen The Revenant. You saw what that bear did to Leo. You won't
Wait a
want to
minute.
see no more. You won't want to come. Trust me. And what I'm saying,
They just said find cocaine bear, and then you probably
that's
choose
what
me.
I'm saying. But no, seriously, it's like you know, it's kind of crazy to be. Not saying I don't want to.
It's hurtful to good men.
Yeah, it's hurtful to good men. Even some men that's just okay. They like, yo, I'm not gonna do shit to you, lady. You know what I mean? Some guys like, yo, you're not what you think you are to me. You know what I mean? I can see you and move the other way. Bye. And that's the truth. Like, you know, it's like we're not thinking about you all the time, ladies. It's the truth.
That's fair.
That's the
fair.
truth. We're not.
What I'm hearing is, don't flatten people's humanity based on their gender and what's happened to you in the past.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah.
I love
we
this.
don't care about you like that.
Ladies, how do you feel? Because Richard has told everybody you're not cute, and the bear might want you more than I do. You have anything that you want?
I think maybe like a lighter take on it, I guess, is Jean has been watching a lot of all the Walking Deads and the Fear of the Walking Dead and all that kind of stuff. And the humanity in those stories are not very helpful. So honestly, regardless of gender, I think I'd rather take my odds, like get away from this bear and keep moving versus sometimes people can be dangerous. So just gotta be careful.
You
So
cannot run a bear, though. You cannot run a bear.
Oh no. Okay, the fact that you
I'm
are
gonna
doing general
figure
counsel
something
for the
out.
bear is hilarious.
because I'm not going back to your camp and being eaten. Like, you know, I'm good on that.
That's true.
One thing I do think is homogenous through all of this is you have to have somebody that you can laugh with.
Yes.
You have that because if you take everything serious and everything is a pissing contest, then that's not a partner, that's an adversary.
Yes. You made
All right,
18
guys.
years on laughter.
18, trust me, we can tell. You guys want to give out your social media so people can stalk you and maybe take some notes on how to stay together?
Sure.
Randall's like, Randall.
Well, I'm on
watch the
private,
season.
so I don't know if I'm the best
Private,
person
so
for
she's
that.
like-
Randall's like, it don't matter because I'm not going to say yes. Okay.
Well, it's Jean Elie, same name, different app. JeanElie.
That's very easy. I love that you have a name that's that concise. How about you, Mo?
Monique Nevels.
Where?
It's everywhere, actually. I think.
She's international, bitch. Okay. How about you, Richard?
Richard Nevels. That's N-E-V as in Victor, E-L-S.
On that note, you guys, if you guys want to take our emotional intelligence workshop, please go to winter25.eventbrite.com. You see what it looks like when people who are emotionally intelligent find each other. And as always, please be gentle with yourselves and others because we're all just human beings doing human shit. Bye.
Bye.
That was so good.